everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Hordes of the Underdark! Last episode, we managed to clear out the rest of the Beholder Caves and kill the Eye Tyrant. Glorious! Everything is well then. We can't return to camp, however, because if we do, the Valsharist will attack. Good to know. So instead, we're going to go into this third area here. It's labeled Freedom, but I have a feeling this is where the undead are located, because the Valsharist has undeaded her army. Let's go in and see what we can do to take care of them. Drearing's Deep.
Good day.
A small, misshapen man bounds up to you from the cavern's gloom, nearly bowling you over in his excitement. Welcome! Welcome to Drearing's Deep! Where did you escape from? Did anyone follow you? Come in, come in! Drearing's Deep welcomes you! Drearing's Deep? Yes, Drearing's Deep, the village of the free! Or the almost free, at least. The no longer enslaved. The not yet fully emancipated. Drearing's Deep, welcome, welcome. What do you mean, almost free? Not yet fully emancipated, I said. But you'd better not ask me about that. I may lead the fine citizens of Drearing's Deep, but I dare not speak for them. You should ask them why they're not quite free. What makes you think I've escaped from somewhere? Well, slave owners don't just set slaves free willy-nilly now, do they? No, it's bad for business, it is. No, we have to fight for our freedom. Tooth and nail, I tell you, tooth and nail. We have to escape, you see. But I'm not a slave. Not anymore, no. Welcome to Drearing's Deep. You're free now. Well, almost free. Verging on free, really. It's so close you can almost taste it. It tastes like mint leaf with a hint of asparagus, yes? Mint leaf and asparagus? Never you mind about that. Just a bad analogy is all. A bad analogy. Like talking about swords and carrots in the same sentence. Swords and carrots. But I'm really not a slave. I never have been. Never? Never ever never? There's no collar that's made its home upon your neck. No manacles upon your hands and shackles on your feet. Maybe they just played with your head like the damn illithids. I mean, okay, there was that one time in an ancient city. But anyway, back to my other questions. Why are you so concerned that I might have been followed? That's what happens when people escape. You know, you get followed. You may not think you get followed, but then a slave tracker shows up on the village door, and there you have it. Followed. Slave trackers. Oh, don't you worry now, don't you worry. You're safe from that here in Drearing's Deep, village of the free. Oh yes, you'll be protected from that at least. But there's something else to be worrying about. What? What's there to worry about? Hush, hush, my lips are sealed. You'd better not ask me about that. I may lead the fine okay. You have a funny way of speaking. Me? Quick of the tongue, quick of the tongue? It's nerves is all, just nerves. The stress of leadership, being almost but not quite free of nerves. I'm just jittery, that's all. Did you know? Yes, I used to be quite the orator once. Quite the orator. I stood before the Gnomish Third Council, I did, and spoke out loud and clear. But then the illithids got me. They got me, I said. The Gnomish Third Council? Yes, on the New Emerald Findings it was. Though one of my colleagues had learned to pick up sound waves with a quartz crystal. The Third Council, that was a long time ago. Before the Fourth, at least. How did the illithids catch you? I don't know. I don't remember. They erased that part of my memory. They erased a lot of me. I wasn't always like this. Oh no. I remember I was a great orator once. I spoke at the Third Council. Who are you, anyway? Me? I'm Cordigan. I'm the leader of the village. Yes, the elected representative. Secret ballot it was, secret ballot. Yes, yes, yes. But not much power, though. Not much power at all here in Drearings. Why don't you have much power? It's a complicated state of affairs, yes? A complicated state of affairs. There are elected officials, you see, and there are those we don't elect yet have the power anyway, yes? Well, who's the unelected official, then? Ooh, I dare not say, I dare not say. I represent the villagers, but I do not speak for them. Ask them who holds the true power here, then. Ask them, you'll see. Okay, goodbye. You're an odd one, aren't you?
What do you want?
Go back to wherever it is you came from. You don't want to be here.
Do you have a moment? There is something I wish to tell you.
Yes, Nithira? This village. All these people appear to be from Toriel's surface. Something isn't right. The denizens of the Underdark only use surfaces for slaves or food. Or both. Do you think it's some kind of trap? Maybe, though I doubt we have much to fear from the villagers themselves. I'd guess they're slaves, though who they might serve is a mystery. We'll have to investigate to find out. Of course, just be prepared for... well, I don't know what. Just try to be prepared. By the way,
Yes, is there
Nithira...
something I suppose we can spare a few
no,
moments.
nothing to discuss. Just wanted to check. Quite a few humans.
Greetings to you.
The woman clings to the shadows, her voice hesitant and small. What do you be wanting with the likes of us? Do you have a name? The woman shakes her head and retreats further into the darkness. We don't use names here. They say if you give someone your name, you're the next one picked. What do you mean, next one picked? The ceremony. It's to protect us. One be picked so the rest can be safe. It's being held more and more often now. There be trouble in the world, see? Drow, undead, illithids. The ceremony's what keeps us safe. It's alright, you have nothing to worry about. Yes, I do. We all do. What do you have to worry about? A ceremony, okay. Can you tell me a little about this village? Her gaze drifts over the ill-constructed buildings. Drearing's Deep, home of the free. We were all slaves once. Slaves? A ghastly smile flits across the woman's face. I was a pleasure slave to an illithid once, and I sang in a cage for the Drow. A traveling priest helped me escape, brought me here to Drearing's Deep. Who runs this place? I kept chickens once before I was captured and sold into the Underdark. There was a saying that the hen that does the picking rules the roost. Ain't no picking different here. And who does the picking? High Priest Sadalis does the picking here. His be the only name spoken in Drearing's Deep, because he who does the picking don't never get picked. Picked for what? The ceremony. Okay. Why is his name the only one spoken? Her voice drops to a low whisper. It's just bad luck. An ill omen. If you give someone your name, you'll be the next one picked. Everyone just knows that. Well, my name's Liam Johnson. Now, how hard was that? The woman recoils in shock, her fingers making a hasty, warding gesture across her chest. You'd best pray there be no ceremony, Liam Johnson.
Greetings to you.
And how does a ceremony get called? The woman shifts nervously. The priests ring the gong out behind the temple, and everyone from the village gathers for the picking. Sometimes one of us rings the gong too, if we think there's need for it. But if the gong's rung, the picking has to happen. The gods have heard the ringing and won't leave without their price. Once a little boy rang it 3 times, and would have rang it more if he hadn't been the one picked. Goodbye. Oh dear. This is not a very good place. They may call it freedom, but clearly they are not free here.
Greetings. Well met.
Oh, there's nothing like the boss. The boss is great and wonderful.
Thank you, Deacon. I'm glad you think so. What's in here?
Well, hello there.
A Swerf Neblin servant. Some malachite, a +1 healer's kit, Tanglefoot bag. I think we can sell. Yeah, we can sell that. Okay. We do have loot that we can sell, which we may have to at some point. This is a very... Ah! That appears to be the gong. Not going to investigate it yet. Another dwelling
Good
with a
on
human
ya.
slave.
Hello.
Telling us to go back to where we came from again. Potion of invisibility, healer's kit. Get rid of this acid flask. Looking around this place, see if we can find anything else of note that might give us more information about what's going on around here. Ah, there's a merchant there. Ah, good. A merchant means we can sell our stuff. Oop. There we go. You know how I am. What about this slave? He's sitting there.
Yes.
Pale eyes peer out of a dirty face, darting nervously to either side as you approach. You mustn't come here. Who are you? I was a slave, but I'm free now. We're all free here in Drearing's Deep. All thanks to Vixthra, that is. Vixthra? The Underdark is a dangerous place, especially for a pack of escaped slaves. Priests say Vixthra watches over us, keeps us safe. It's best not to argue with the priests. Best not to ask questions. Who enslaved you? The man holds his hands out, smeared with grime. Who didn't? I've been traded from the Drow to the Illithids and back again. Some of us even serve the Beholders. The Drow steal us from the surface as children. You seem nervous. His pale eyes blink in the gloom. Things aren't as they seem, stranger. The man's raspy voice sends a chill down your spine. You shouldn't have come here. What isn't as it seems? The man flinches at your question, his eyes darting to the shadows. Hush. Ask the priests. Ask Vixthra. Don't waste your time on a freed slave like me. What is this place? The man gestures at the squalid hovels. Drearing's Deep, home of the free. One by one, it claims us all. What do you mean it claims you all? Why do you... Same thing with Hush, asked the priest. Why do you say I shouldn't come here? We slaves are drawn to freedom like moths to a light. Everything has a price, you see. Everything a price. The man spits angrily into gloom, his fingers tracing some warding pattern over his chest. Why? What price is placed on freedom? Hush, asked the priest. How does a ceremony get called? Who told you about that? One of the women folk? The ceremony is the priest's doing. It's Vixthra's work. Now don't you go scaring half the village by talking about it, understand? You're scared of the priests, aren't you? The man grows sullen. Who isn't? But they protect us too. Better than the damned Illithid. Still, one can't help but wishing that there was no priests, no temple. Goodbye, then. Curious. Very curious indeed. Okay, get around there, please. There's a merchant over here. They may have something to say.
Well, hello.
A squat Durgar with a bulbous nose and a bad leg sizes you up. Bric-a-brac, things we scrounged, things we stole, things we cobbled together from the rest. Good prices for better customers. You're not very good at marketing, are you? Humph. Everybody wants an honest merchant, ain't that what they say? Well, you're looking at her. I buy low, sell high, and if it's broken, don't look at me. Now, do you want something or not? This town has some odd folks, doesn't it? Let me see. There's me, you, the priests, and a pile of former slaves scared out of their wits and not quite sure what to do with themselves. So yes, odd folk doesn't even half start to describe it. Who are you? Me? I'm a rag picker, garbage seller, haggletooth, you name it. Not from here, not from anywhere really. You're not getting my real name though. Name giving scares the locals, drives off business. The people here are scared of names. Superstitious lot, them. It's just a name, I figure, but it's just a coin, too, you get my meaning. Anyhow, they just call me Ragpicker, and you might as well do the same. What can you tell me about the priests? Somber bunch they are. A lot of purple robes, bones, skulls, you know the type. Been building their flock by helping slaves break free, or more often just paying off the masters. Seems they have the money for it. Do they have any enemies? Friends? Depends on the slaves, really. Steal slaves from the Drow and you've made them your enemy. Pay the Drow handsomely for their slaves and you've made them your friend. Seems to come and go, but right now it seems to be the Illithids sending war parties and the Drow sending diplomats. Read into that what you will. This town is built on former slaves, then. Call them what you will. To me, the priests seem just another kind of master. Go on, wander the streets. See the people through an honest eye. You'll see. Is there anyone else around here? Well, the occasional slave master wanders in, demanding the return of his property. I saw a party of Drow leading away a chain of bone creatures the other night. Oh, and there's Vixthra too, I suppose. Tell me about the slave masters. Well, not much to say, really. The slave masters storm in, the slaves scatter to the shadows, the priests bring the slave masters into the temple, and every now and then one might be important enough to be allowed to leave. What kind of bone creatures did the Drow have? What kind of bone creatures did the Drow ever have? I don't know. Big, made of bones. Maybe they came with the Drow in the first place. Maybe they didn't. Who's to say? None of my business. Vixthra? That's the one the priests worship. Never seen him. Not sure if there's anything to be seen. But you can sure feel a presence about this place. A constriction of the throat. The locals say that's Vixthra. Now about my other questions. Questions, always questions. Are you sure you don't want to buy something? How does a ceremony get called? A ceremony? Aye, I've seen it while I've been here. It starts with someone ringing the gong that stands behind the temple and ends with someone being led away, all in tears, through the temple doors. You're scared of the priests, aren't you? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. You don't find me loitering around the temple, though, do you? Read into that what you will. All I can say is that plenty of the locals are, and maybe they have a reason. Alright, let's see the store. Oof, not much. Potion of lore, clarity, lesser restoration, antidote. No weapons or armor. No magic items. Bars of iron, bars of steel, and mithril. Really not much here. But we can sell the loot we have, at least. May as well. I mean, it's not much money, but hey, it's some money. There we go. Actually, you know what? I should probably sell those too. Don't really need them. Alright, anything in here?
Excuse me, Deacon.
Of course, Deacon. Anything in here? A few things. Can put the caltrops there. This potion... Yes. Alright, so I'll go back, sell those two things, and then we'll explore to the north, near where that temple is.
Well, hello.
Sell that, and sell that. Good. Now, we have that there, but I don't think I'm going to ring it right now.
Boss?
Yes, Deacon? Deacon not knows much about Drow. Does Boss knows about Drow? No, not that much. Deacon got's question about Drow. Maybe Boss knows answer? I mean, you're standing next to a Drow, but ask away. Some books that Deacon reads when he be with Old Master, he says that all Drow be evil and nasty. Would that not be true? I don't know. I don't really know, Deacon. Deacon thinks hard for a moment, scratching his head. What about here, lady? You think she be evil? Probably not. So, some Drow be exceptions? Can there be lots of exceptions, you thinks? What do you mean? Deacon wonders about Kobold tribe he comes from. He wonders if they be evil because they kobolds, or maybe if they could be good if someone shows them how? You want to show them how to be good, Deacon? He shifts from foot to foot some more, wringing his hands. Deacon not knows. Maybe Deacon thinks that. Deacon wonders sometimes if he be only good kobold ever. If he is, then Deacon be lonely forever too. think there might be other good kobolds out there. Who knows? Deacon gives you a hopeful, toothy grin. Deacon hopes you be right, boss. Damn it, I just want to pat you on the head right now, Deacon. Have I mentioned how much I love the little guy?
And slowly, the mighty hero and the intrepid kobold companion approached the dreaded fortress that lay ahead. Somewhere, a drum sounded ominously. Dum, 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 dum.
Of course, the ominous drums. How can there not be ominous drums when you're approaching an evil, and obviously evil fortress? Because there must be something evil going on here. Well, with this ceremony that calls others inside and nobody ever comes out except creatures of bone. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is where the undead creatures for the Valsharess's army are coming from.
Well met.
The priest's features are pale and gaunt within the shadows of his purplish cowl. Vixthra protect you. Vixthra? He nods, his gaze solemn. Vixthra the White, Vixthra the Wise, the Sage Protector, the Freer of Slaves. All who know Vixthra's greatness tremble before him in worship. I wish to enter the temple. I apologize, but the temple is holy to us. Only members of the priesthood or those who have important business with the order may enter. Do you not offer any services? What services we offer you may have through me. There is no need for you to pass through these doors. I wish to speak with your leader. High Priest Sodalis is a very busy man, and he grows busier by the day. I'm afraid he is only available for important ceremonial events. If I cannot enter, how may I worship Vixthra? You may worship him as all the others of the village do. Bless each other with his name, and if you have need of him, the gong behind the temple is always available to you. How does a ceremony get called? A smile creeps across the priest's pale lips. The ceremony shows Vixthra that his followers are firm in their faith. The temple holds one every month, but the villagers have been known to call their own when they have need. If you wish to call a ceremony, simply ring the gong in the courtyard behind the temple, and the village will assemble. It is through the ceremony that Vixthra protects you. Why are the villagers afraid of you? If a master beats his dog when it is still a pup, that dog will fear the world even long after its master's death. So it is with former slaves. They have come from cruel masters into the kind shelter of Vixthra's blessing, yet even here they will forever be afraid. By Vixthra's will, I freed many of these slaves myself, but I expect no gratitude. Let's look in your store. All you have is some basic potions. You really have nothing. Alright, and the door won't
Do
open.
not test me! I shall fight with all the fury I can muster.
Okay then. Seems the only way in is to ring the gong and try and get in that way. Nathira, thank you. That said, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Right now seems a good place to end it. Next episode, we'll ring the gong and go into, probably be taken into the temple and see what the hell is going on here. Who is behind all this? But that'll be in the next episode, so until then, I'm Chester44, that is Liam Johnson, Nathira, and Deacon. This has been a Let's Play of Hordes of the Underdark! And I shall see you all next time.